Hello everybody, how are you doing today? I am doing very well, thank you. Today I am going to be doing some doodling or some sketching if you like in my brand new sketchbook. This is an A4 size sketchbook. The brand is Royal Talons Art Creations, and I have had one of these sketchbooks before, a very small one, so they actually do them in all different sizes. I had a very small, the smallest one they do in a square size before, and I quite liked it. But this is the largest size that they do. It's 21 centimeters by 30, which is roughly A4 size. It's in the color pastel pink, and I believe the paper size is 140G or 90 lbs, if that means anything to you. I'm not really super into paper, but I can tell you it's not as thick as the paper that I usually use for watercolor, so it's actually quite a nice size. I imagine it would probably buckle a little bit if you added too much water, but so far I've been using lots of different mixed media in this book and it's been fine. You can kind of see the drawing on the other page through it, but it doesn't bleed through. That's been my experience so far. So anyway, back to today's video. That's all about the sketchbook. I'm really enjoying using it. It also has a hardcover, and just in case you wondered, it did not come with all the stickers on it. I just have a collection of stickers, like my favorite stickers that I haven't used yet. So I decided what more like perfect place to put them than on this huge sketchbook, which I hope will last me a very long time. So yeah, I definitely like this one and recommend it. So continuing on talking about today's video, I have recently purchased quite a few new art supplies and I wanted to test them all out and kind of have a little bit of a play. So as you can see on the left, I kind of have a big pencil case there full of all different art supplies, and the reason I've sort of left it there open in the pencil case is so I can just grab those specific items. And I wasn't sure how I would feel about doing this, because usually with my art supplies I have all my crayons in one part and all my Posca pens in another and all my felt pens in another and gel pens in another, etc. So I can reach for the exact item that I want. But having only a few selected items in a pencil case, I also had my gel pens just above me, which is what I'm reaching for. But having only those few selected items in kind of selected colors, because it's what I purchased recently, I found it actually really freeing in a weird way. Like I didn't have to think too much about the colors that I wanted to use. I just found the closest color to what I wanted that out of the things that I'd selected, and I feel like it actually made my sketching time or my doodling time more fluid, I guess. Like it flowed very smooth from one drawing to the next, because I just didn't have to think too much about what colors, like tones I wanted to use, etc. So how I am constructing this page without thinking too much about it, I have found either recent things that I've liked from other artists that I'm inspired in some way, and I'm kind of taking little bits that I like and chopping and changing different things, or just I'm putting ideas onto the paper that I've had for a while and I just haven't put them onto the paper yet. So these are things that have been stuck in my head for a while, and I'm sort of constructing them in a way that, okay, I like it like this. And as you can see with this little teapot one, I changed the character quite a few times before I reached this sort of green tea fairy, if you like. And then also I just wanted to show you too that the colors I used for this little teacup I did not like. So I went back in with, again, some of my newer art supplies, and I started going over them with the Posca pens to give it a more like bright and lighter colors. Because the reason I did that is because even though this is like a sketch page, I still want it to have a sort of consistent flow. Like, I want you to be able to look at the sketch pages, if anyone was to look through the book, and it to be nice on the eyes. You know, I want the colors to kind of sort of match. It doesn't really matter to me so much if the style of illustration doesn't match, but if the colors are there, then it will have a sort of fluidity through it, which is kind of what I wanted to convey. So that is why I decided to just stick to these supplies that are in my pencil case there. And as you can see, I'm kind of taking inspiration from my surroundings. Like, the picture on the left is like a more stylized, I guess, version of my actual house in Japan. And then I've also drawn like a girl in a tanuki costume, and I've also drawn some Japanese food and green tea. So I'm definitely feeling inspired by my surroundings right now. I also saw a baby bear the other day for the first time ever. Like, I'd never seen a bear before. So, and I've lived in Japan for nearly 4 years, and I had never seen a bear, and they are very common around here too. Like, we often have bear warnings and things like that. So I was so happy to see a bear finally, and it was a baby one too. So I did draw a bear, and then I didn't like the face that I'd done, so as you can see, I've gone over it with purple. But I'm definitely being more inspired by my surroundings for sure. And when I'm sketching, I don't really follow any particular rules. I just kind of want to get the ideas onto the paper. And other than the colours that I've kind of kept consistent through the doodle pages, I don't have any rules. I just want to get any ideas that are in my head onto the paper, and I want to fill as many gaps as possible because I don't want to waste any paper, and I just, like I said, I just want to get the ideas on the paper. So if there's any gaps at all, I tend to fill them because that's what this sketchbook is for, really. It's just to get any ideas down and kind of group them together. So the one that I'm drawing now is a UFO catcher, which is like a claw machine brand that they have here, and I really like the design of this particular claw machine because it's pink and like a clear plastic with like little blue accents all over it. So I've never drawn this UFO catcher in full detail, so that was what I wanted to do. And more recently, they have had a lot of sorry, I should probably say the UFO catchers have like toys inside there, or just everything. There's like there's not only toys, there's also like home goods or electronics. Sometimes like you can find like speakers or earphones or just anything you could ever imagine that would fit in one of these machines has been in one of these machines. And it's just like a normal claw machine. So you put in, I think it's like 100 yen, which is about $1, and then you can try and catch the prize with the claw. And at the moment they have a lot of Kirby prizes in there because usually they will cycle out the prizes very quickly, and if there's a new film out or there's something that's like important at the time in pop culture, then they will fill the machines with this particular thing. So this year is the 30th anniversary of Kirby, which is nice because I'm also 30, so we share the same birthday, which is great. I don't know the actual day of Kirby's birthday, but it is he is 30, yeah. So all the machines had these Kirby dolls in them at the moment, so that is why I drew all the Kirbys in there, in case you were wondering. And then next I wanted to do a pencil drawing because I guess like I have gone from one to the other, but I did this very square and block colored drawing, and then I kind of want a break from that to do a little pencil drawing. So I am doing a pencil drawing, and I just wanted it to be like very simple and kind of soft illustration, which I actually think looks quite nice next to like all the colors and things. I think it stands out quite a lot, and it's actually one of my favorite drawings from this page. It's probably my favorite actually from this page. So after I've sketched all of these things, I will definitely pick out one or two things from the sketch pages to maybe put into more detail, or to make into a watercolor like full piece, or like a finished piece. So it's good for inspiration to just get all these ideas out. And I don't want you also to think that this didn't take me a long time, like that I've just sketched these out in a few hours. Like, it actually took me like probably maybe, I don't know, 8 hours or something to get everything down and to colour everything in. And maybe you're surprised by that, maybe you're not, I don't know. But yeah, and I had to also split it up, so the lighting might change a little bit because I did some of it in the morning and some of it in the evening. So yeah, it does take some time to do these pages. I also do just hold this sketchbook in my hand while I'm watching TV and things like that, which the sketches aren't exactly always finished properly. Like, usually I'll just have a pen or a pencil. So I have been really enjoying sketching on this size. I think this size notepad, sketchpad, used to be very intimidating to me. I used to think like, I can't draw something that big, or like the bigger the paper, it used to intimidate me because I think I just don't have that many ideas to fill the page. But what I tend to do is just look around, look at my environment, or I go onto Instagram or Pinterest, and I have saved artists' work that I really like, or even not even artist work. Like, this particular thing was a house that I just found somewhere. So I will save like houses that I like, or ceramics that I like, and I won't directly copy anything because I don't want to, but I want to take like ideas from things. And even just like, you can look at an artist's work or something else, and you might even be inspired by the colors that they used, or a pattern that they used. So it's not like, none of these drawings have been directly copied at all, but I might take an eye shape, or like I said, like a color or a perspective. For example, this house, I took the perspective from something because I'd not drawn a house at this angle exactly. So things like that is how I get my inspiration when I talk about looking for inspiration. Sometimes, like I said, I will just look outside. I'm very lucky to live in a really pretty place. I'll also look for inspiration in my life, like what I've eaten recently or what I've seen recently. Like I said, I saw a bear. I probably had a cup of tea with me, which inspired the little teacup and this little teapot. So inspiration can come from anywhere, and I think the way that, because I think I used to find it very difficult to get those ideas onto paper, but now I kind of have this motto of just draw what you see, or draw what you feel, and everything else will continue to flow. So if I'm in my head, I think, okay, I'll draw a teapot. I don't know what color that teapot's going to be. I don't know what the teapot's face is going to have, a face or not a face. I don't know at the time that I'm drawing it. I have an idea, and I start with the idea, and then I continue to like let my imagination flow through that idea. So it can really come from anywhere and in any form. It's just how you take that idea. So the window actually that I was painting in, I have my bike right next to the window, so that's why I drew my bike right next to my house. But I literally was thinking about what should I draw next. I looked outside and thought, okay, I'll draw my bike. Or I looked on my desk, I thought, okay, I'll draw my teapot and my my cup. Also, I feel like the seasons inspire me. So it's just changing to summer here in Japan, and everything's heating up, like, and just the general atmosphere is changing. And maybe that's why I chose to use a lot of bright colors. I always love pink. Like you can see, I use a lot of pink in all my illustrations. I know that these are the recent colors that I've bought, which is why they're there on my desk and why I'm going to pick them up, but I'm always drawn to pink. So if there's a color that you're always drawn to, try and do a whole page that kind of comes from that color, like things that are that color, or maybe things that aren't that color, and then draw them that color, like that kind of thing. So you can really take inspiration from anywhere. You can take inspiration from even this video. You can sit and draw while I'm drawing. That always helps me too, having something similar on in the background. So while I'm drawing and sketching, I'll usually be watching YouTube or something on TV or something like that. But if I'm not doing that, then I tend to listen to, if I really want to focus on what I'm drawing, I tend to listen to music that doesn't have any audio, that doesn't have any singing or anything that I can be distracted by. It's usually just some soft music in the background, and it kind of helps me feel productive. In fact, if you type in on YouTube like productive playlist or productive music, you will get a whole load of music. I also love I think it's Lo-Fi Girl channel, where it's just that kind of really soft, relaxing music. And it fits so well with my environment too, because often the songs will have little birds tweeting in the background and things like that. And there is so much wildlife around where I live. Like in the nighttime, there is like frogs croaking in the rice paddies. And in the daytime, we have all these really like unusual birds that I never heard any of these birds song before I came here. So the music actually fits really well with my lifestyle here as well, so it kind of complements the background and the type of things that I'm drawing, depending what I'm drawing. So I definitely recommend listening to like music like that. It definitely makes me feel more productive and having less distractions too. And to also, my advice would be to draw every day. Like try and draw every day, even if it's something small. Draw something every single day, and eventually it will become a habit that you stick to, and you will be able to sketch freely like this if you just keep drawing every day, keep persevering. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed sketching along with me. I hope you enjoyed my doodle book. These are the finished drawings. I definitely love some of them so much that I will take them and put them into full finished pieces. I especially like the girl with her head in the clouds. I think that's really nice, and I love the little house one too. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. I will see you next Sunday for a brand new video. Take care, have a lovely week, and I'll see you soon. Bye.